Hey, I'm Nick.
And I'm Ashley, and this is Between Us. All right, so I was on my walk the other day, and I do a lot of reflecting when I'm on my walk.
That's your time.
It's my time. It's my favorite part of the day.
I love when I'm outside just in general, but I know that you've really valued just
so much
stepping away like that.
You get a walk selfie every time I'm out there.
Basically every time. And it's not, it's almost like, hey, guess where you're not? That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm walking, reflecting, living my best life, sun in my eyeballs, you know, just taking in the breeze.
Yeah.
And I got to thinking about just something that my parents did when I was growing up. We always had music.
Yeah.
We always had music on in the house, and my parents, they introduced me to all types of genres of music. And I'm talking like bluegrass.
Yeah.
Country music, Southern gospel,
Your
all the
dad,
way over.
Rock.
My dad was, my mom is more of like the bluegrass side of things. But then my dad, he's like hard rock, like Kiss, Aerosmith, you know, and then just all that classic rock. And then I had a brother who was really into like hip hop and R&B, and which I loved.
That's true. I never thought of all
this.
this.
My other brother, he went through several phases of music. He loves country,
right?
Like old, like classic country.
Yeah, them
like
good old boys.
Hank Williams. But then he went through a hairband phase because he had the hair and all of that. And but yeah, so I was just exposed to all types of music, and I so appreciate that. And so I was just on my walk the other day thinking about that, and I'm like, they gave me that, you know, growing up, that was I had music all the time, and it's such a bright spot of sunshine in my life. And so I was just wondering, what was something that your parents gave you or instilled in you, you know, anything like that?
Yeah.
Growing up.
Well, as you know, and I don't know how many people listening will know this, but I've moved a lot.
Yes.
And I think we're plus 30 moves, and I'm not even kidding.
No,
that's a real number.
Exaggeration.
I think that is the real number. It's I think low 30 times of moving in my life from a house to another house or living space, at least for a certain period of time.
Yeah, you guys remodeled houses.
Yeah, we would flip homes. Yeah, it was kind of like we buy it, we live in it, we fix it, and then we do it again. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't all the time like that. There was longest place I ever lived anywhere was for 4 years, Grant Street, and but with all of that, what was neat was all of these flippings or remodeling. I had a chance to learn a lot.
You actually did learn a lot because since we've been married, you've done a lot of projects that
I'm not afraid
would cost a lot of money to
just hire out.
Yeah,
and it's been neat because that's what I think. And I mean, you got to choose something fun like music, but working was actually kind of fun. I like looking back and seeing what I was able to accomplish, and what we did was really neat. We'll drive around different places, say, oh, you remember when we did this house or that house or whatever. And so now it's kind of neat to know I can handle my own a little bit. And so I won't say just work ethic, but I will say just I'm not afraid to tackle any kind of project, whether it's manual labor or, hey, do you think you could do this? Sure, let's give it a shot. That's
you can do the manual labor side, and then you can go over here and do the website stuff or whatever. There's that. Yeah, you get to work both sides of your brain.
It's been really neat. I think that really is just it passed down from my parents, and I'm just watching them say hey, we've never built an entire house on our own. Let's just figure it out.
Yeah,
that was crazy when you think about it. While they have 3 kids in the house, that was wild. So yeah, I definitely appreciate that because it's not just saved us money, but I pride myself in being able to do some stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely something that doesn't happen in a lot of families. Or that's not the normal.
Right.
So it's really, really cool.
Yeah, we had opposite experiences. So you moved a lot. Right. I grew up in the same house my entire life.
Yeah.
So then when we got married,
I told you.
You were like, hey.
Just so you know, I'm likely to move.
We're going to move a lot.
Yeah, that's just what I know.
And we have the track record to prove it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the longest place you and I've lived, like post-marriage, is maybe 2 years in the same place.
Yeah.
Well, maybe where we are
it's
now.
where we're at now. Yeah, that's wild.
That's kind of crazy. And well, yeah. Anyways, that's becoming a parent and trying to figure out how life goes. There's different ways to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what we want to talk about today.
We're going to start a series.
Let's talk about parenting.
Yeah, it's time.
In marriage.
It's time.
Parenting.
It's important because I think even before you approach any kind of relationship, you're going to be dealing with those people's parents regardless. Mm-hmm. Their parents are going to come out through them in so many ways. Yeah. And then especially if you're going to get married to somebody, you better know who their parents are because, it could be good.
Or it could be terrible.
It could be bad. You never know. Or both, really. Yeah. Most of the time it's both, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it just depends. It depends on the people. It depends on the willingness to work on a relationship.
Yeah.
Set boundaries, honor boundaries. I mean, it can be a beautiful thing. I think you hear the horror stories.
Oh gosh, everyone's like, "Oh, the in-laws." Let's calm down for a second.
It doesn't have to be that way.
No.
And I think I don't know. I don't like those stereotypes. Do I know that can be real? Yes. Yeah. I am aware. But I just don't love the stereotypes. And it's the same like with kids when they're like, people are like, oh, you just wait until they turn this age or you just wait until. And I'm like, okay, hold on.
No, let's calm down.
Like, I don't want to speak that over my kids. So I don't really want you to do that either.
I think it's just like it's the easy thing to kind of say in a conversation nowadays because it's just like, oh, here come the terrible twos or the this, that, and the other threes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's and at this point, I'm like, I don't think I'm seeing like a consistent track record. I don't mind. I'll say that myself sometimes. I'll be like, oh boy, they're this way. But really, it's just like in conversation setting, it's easier just to say that if we're honest. But I mean, some kids are great when they're 2. Right. Some kids are great when they're 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then they're great forever,
Yeah.
Then some kids are like, you want to
difficult. It's
pull
different.
your hair out. Yeah. I think that's important. Like on the front end.
Yeah.
We want to treat this like more than one episode. We don't even know everything about parenting.
No.
At all.
Gosh.
I mean, we're still learning, but so this is going to be a multiple episode kind of thing.
Yeah.
And also, the way we do things doesn't work for everybody, but we figured we would talk through, some thoughts and ideas. Let's lay the groundwork, and then hopefully we can touch base like on some of the specifics as we go. So,
yeah,
I think a good way to maybe start is this question right here. What surprised you most about becoming parents?
This could be funny, a funny answer. This is the first thing that popped into my mind. How tired you're going to be.
Ooh, that's true.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Like how not just physically tired in the early years, like when you're losing sleep, you have newborns and toddlers, and they literally just, they take up so much of your mental and physical energy.
Yeah.
But I think I was the most surprised about that. Like just how tired I was. And it goes in, seasons. I know you love that word.
You always do this.
I do. I say it every time. But I think, Also, can I just say this? Like how you're not allowed to be selfish.
Mm.
I was a little surprised about that.
Yeah. Well,
to be honest with you.
Let's call it out. Some parents are, and there's been times where I am the one who's selfish.
we all.
Right.
Come on now. Yeah, but you just can't, like, it's not about you.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a hard realization for me too at first. Like I wasn't expecting, I mean, obviously, you know it, but you don't really know it until you start living it. And then you have to like die to yourself daily.
I think that is a major eye opener. That's a great one because
daily.
And the thing is that you, and let's think about it. You're coming out of a home where your food's provided for you, mm-hmm. the shelter's provided for you, and you have clothes, and you have, insurance, you have medical, all that stuff is taken care of. Then you find someone you are in love, and you guys are boyfriend, girlfriend, you guys kiss and hug.
You're the most optimistic people in the whole world.
Yes, we're going to wake up together every morning and just skip together down the halls. Just because. And then you have a child and it's on its way and you think this is going to be the best.
All the prep work.
Yes. You're like, let's make a baby room and let's make.
And it's fun.
It is fun.
Like that whole adventure.
Yes, it is.
Is so fun. And it's so like, it is a time where you really do like grow together. You bond and all of that. But like, because you're working on that together, knowing that you're going to welcome this life into into your world.
Yes.
Especially like if you've struggled or, you know, if you've had any issues at all.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure.
And then you get to have this experience. It's just such a blessing. And so it's exciting.
It is.
So we don't want to like downplay
It's not a downplay. It's more like.
You do get like this euphoric, like.
Oh boy, here this is going to be the best. I'll stay up all hours.
Be perfect. And it's all
going to be a musical.
Be the way I want it to be. And
Right.
It's just not that way.
Yeah, because, and like you said, you just get tired.
Yeah.
You're so tired.
Really do.
And that's how Lisa was for us, especially with our first one. It was like, my good Lord.
Well, you have to consider where we were at. Nick was working.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
2 jobs?
I was working 2 jobs.
And you were also in nursing school, like the thick of nursing school where you're doing clinicals and all of that.
It was a lot.
And then we had a newborn,
And honestly, there was stuff that we had gone through already as far as, you know, our parenting journey, if you will.
We had a really difficult time starting a family. And I had a lot of infertility issues and just had a lot of stuff going on. And so when we got to a point where, you know, we had our first child full term, well, almost full term. He was a little early.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it's a miracle. The miracle in and of itself that we have 4 children that I can sit here and say, like, they are here. 4 children that we have a miracle gift from God, because everything stacked against me and saying that I shouldn't have had kids. My body shouldn't have been able to do what it did. Yeah. So I only give God credit for that. That's all him. Absolutely.
And I think that, you know, when you have a child, especially after going through the struggle, and I think we'll spend some time talking about that a little bit too, but whenever you have your first child and you are experiencing these things for the first time, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of excitement. And that is part of the tiring thing, not just because the kid doesn't sleep
it's true.
Or wants to wake up every 3 hours. It's also because you're constantly questioning yourself.
You don't know what you're doing.
Well, and it goes to show, like we talked a little bit before, we were never shown how to do this, but I don't think you can be shown how to do this.
No, and I also had this, I don't know if any other woman is like this, but I had this in my mind that I should know. I should just have, I believe in instinct. I believe in that motherly instinct, you know, that nurturing, like God, how God has wired us women.
Yeah.
I believe in that. But I almost had this unhealthy view of it. Like I expected myself to know all of these things. And then when I didn't, I came crashing and burning down. Like I got so hard on myself because of things that I thought I should know. I should know this. This should just come naturally.
Yeah.
Newsflash. Some of it does not come naturally.
Well, yeah. And I mean,
it's
some,
okay.
Maybe, yeah.
It doesn't make you a bad mom.
Absolutely. And then let me say this, not just for the dads, but even for the moms, if this applies. But for me, my first problem with having a child was I didn't connect with them at all. We talked about this a little bit before. I remember going like to the altar, like I don't connect with my child. I don't even know how this works.
Yeah.
And I don't understand like what are we talking about? Like he doesn't know who I am. And I'm like, I don't even know if I love this kid. It was tough.
Yeah.
And it bothered me so much. But for me, once our firstborn he reached about like 1 year old.
Yeah.
Mark, it was so different for me.
Yeah.
Like different lights started flashing on. Like I started noticing and appreciating things that I hadn't before.
Mm-hmm.
And I started seeing like my role kind of expand and, you know, the needs you had, I was able to provide.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started realizing like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is how we're supposed to, you know, not just teamwork, but, you know, I'm a father now. Like this is part of my responsibility. I'm supposed to lead this kid and teach this kid. There was so much that was like, whether it was a sermon that was preached or someone said something or I saw something at a restaurant with a dad involved, I'm like, okay, now I kind of see more like where this is, and the connections started happening a lot more. So that's another point where that's unexpected for me, like becoming a parent is it almost exposes more about me again and what I'm capable of and also what I have no clue about.
Right. I was just sitting here thinking, like, I remember all of those times I felt like I wasn't doing good enough. But then I also remember the moments where it did come naturally and I did respond. I did have that instinct, and that shocked me when it happened. I just, like, after the fact, I'd be like, oh, like, okay, I can do this. We can do this together. Like, there was just so much to learn so fast.
Yeah.
And looking back, gosh, I just wish I would have given myself a little bit more grace, but you just don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure it out. I know we've said that a lot on this show about, like, we are just trying to figure it out. That is the truth in every different phase of life, whether that be a new relationship, new marriage, just becoming a parent, teenager, having adult children. Like, you are literally just trying to figure this out as you go.
Absolutely.
And you can't be too hard on yourself in the moments. I'm not saying don't hold yourself accountable. That's not what I'm saying, but try not to be so hard on yourself when you get it wrong. It's just get back up and try again.
Yeah.
And try to get it, you know?
Yep.
But that was something surprising to me too, was the times that I did get it right. And I felt like, okay, this is what I was made for.
Yeah.
And that was really, really cool.
There's a good transition, I think, here. What do you think about life, or I'm sorry, not just marriage, but life as well, before kids and after kids?
Yeah. We had all the time in the world on our hands.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we worked full time. You were in school. I was in school. We did the things.
But I mean, whenever we weren't doing those things,
we did whatever we wanted.
Oh my gosh.
We went to movies all the time.
There's this great bit by Jim Gaffigan where I think it's him, where he's talking about that vacation, that mini vacation you get where you shut the car door, the kids are in the van, and you just get to walk around to the other side
of the driver. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're just like, this is amazing.
This is it.
But like, before kids, it was almost like there was no, there's no car seats. There's
just do whatever we want.
You don't have 6 backpacks you have to get,
Oh my gosh.
It's just like your free time is literally free time. Mm-hmm. And you can just pick
fill it
and
however
choose.
you want to fill it. Yeah.
Let's watch a show that's,
We've always been very spontaneous.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we wanted to go on a trip, we'd figure it out and go on a trip. Like,
how much do you think has that changed since we've had kids as far as the spontaneity?
That is one thing I think we've tried to continue to be.
Yeah.
But it's morphed over time. Like, it's not as like frequent.
Yeah.
That's fine. I feel like you and I have grown it to really appreciate structure and organization, because when those like systems are in place, we can really enjoy ourselves with our kids, and it almost creates moments for spontaneity and things like that. Yeah, I think we've grown a lot in that department of, I remember my mom, she would tell me, one kid, you're good. You can still go do what you want for the most part. And you just take them along with you. And that was very true for me.
Yeah.
My son went everywhere with me.
Yep.
And he was like my little buddy. I mean, that was it. And then she said, now when you have 2, you have to be a little bit more organized. She was totally right about that, because then I'm outnumbered. So when I'm out by myself and I've got 2 kids and one of them hates their car seat, AKA the newborn.
Right.
Then the other one is just over there singing his little heart out, playing with his Hot Wheels. Mm-hmm. I have to be prepared to really be interrupted and to change my plans.
Right.
Like, again, you're constantly dying to yourself. Like,
right.
Because it's not about you.
Oh, for sure.
Point.
For sure.
And then she's like, when you get past that, you really do have to work on your systems. And she was totally right. Like, yeah. I'm here to say, Mom, you were right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's for sure. And it's interesting because I think you're right. Like, you and I were good at spontaneity. Like, we enjoyed just like, hey, let's just go do this together. I think we try to do that now, but it's almost like almost like planned spontaneity anymore.
Yeah.
What's interesting is
there is definitely a little more structure around it.
And as your children get older too, like I mean, in like the young kid stages, you want them to experience things.
Yes.
But what's been tough for me is like, yeah, you do want them to experience things. I've fought with as long as it doesn't get in my way.
Oh.
And it's hard to say, but it's honest. I'm being real right now because I'm still a human being too.
Yeah.
And I want stuff and I want my time for me. And that has been like a massive struggle. And it's a constant, die to yourself thing. It's not just, okay, we figured it out. Now we're good. I think that being able to say, like the spontaneity is almost anymore like, okay, I'm going to choose to, let you go sign up for baseball for the fall, or I'm going to choose to, instead of just staying in tonight, I'll take you to the park.
Or go to the skate park. They always like to go to the skate park.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like that's not easy.
No,
it's not.
Especially when it's not something you want to do.
No, when you're like, I just want to be home. I want to. I want to talk to my spouse.
An uninterrupted conversation every once in a while
would be nice. Yeah, but so I don't know, something that it's become a little bit more logistical, where you have to like structure out your time and even structure out like when are we going to have a chance just to let them just do what they do.
Exactly.
Even if that's a daily thing or maybe more so realistically like a weekly thing.
Yeah.
How can we like, build in that time where they know they're going to have a chance to do what they want to do? And that was definitely not the case before kids. We just did whatever we wanted to do.
We wanted.
Yeah, just jump in the car and just go.
Yeah,
it's not
like hey, you want to go to Chicago? Let's just hop in the car. Let's go to Chicago, walk around the city. Like now we're like, okay, now we really have to think this through.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, but what's neat is you start valuing the time that you have.
It's true.
In the midst of all of the new things, whether you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 18 kids.
Yeah.
You realize like, those moments, those glances, the, sitting on the couch next to each other. And that's not what's neat is it doesn't just happen with us now. It's with all of our kids.
Yeah.
So now it's like, that's another surprising thing, really. I mean, love is amazing. And it's got to be from God because it doesn't make any sense for us to do this. It doesn't make sense for me to sacrifice my desires for you or for any of my kids, but I love you guys. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
What is surprising is I love the kid that took my sleep away. I love the kid that took my spontaneity away. And it's something I want them to enjoy the life. And, but that took me by surprise, how much it's like how much love is possible.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't know I could love in that depth, like in that way,
right.
That visceral response even of love. Like, and I want to see, like you just kind of mentioned this a little bit, like with the memories and stuff, like something that I have told myself for years since we've become parents is like, just slow down. Don't miss the moments. And I've missed plenty of moments. Like, hear me.
Same here.
But that is the one thing that like I keep coming back to is, okay, slow down. And I don't get it right all the time. I don't, but I'm so aware of it. And sometimes it drives me nuts that I'm so aware of it because I'm like, I just, I get in my own head about it. But to slow down and see them, like really see them in the different phases of their life. Because like, our kids range, like we have a 4-year-old and a 13-year-old and all the in-betweens, 7 and 9 in between. And you get to relive different phases through each kid, but it's a little bit different every time. But I was just telling your mom the other day how excited I was that we get to relive the Hot Wheels phase.
Oh man.
With our youngest.
That's my favorite phase, just so you know.
Our oldest, he loved Hot Wheels so much. And we have gotten to bust all of those back out and we get to, it's different. It's different.
It is different.
But we get to relive that again. And that is like, I was just thinking the other day, I'm like, I'm so grateful that I get to see his face light up over some Hot Wheels. Like,
I know.
Because I remember when the first one did. So it's really cool. But this slowing down long enough to take those moments in and really like God ministers to me in that. Like he really ministers to my heart in those times. And he corrects me in it too. Like, let's just be honest.
True.
So.
Well, and just like a side note, some of those Hot Wheels that we've kept forever are my Hot Wheels from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, oh, I know exactly what you guys are experiencing right now.
It's cool.
And I show them all the fun games and ways you can do it. And now we have slow-mo on our iPhones, you know, so we're like, let's watch them crash in slow-mo. It's so much fun. Here was something too, was the role, assuming roles. Because I mean, becoming a husband and wife is one thing. Even when we became, you know, engaged, like fiancés, from being boyfriend, girlfriend, like those phases are interesting. But then once you have a child, now you got to learn, oh, like you were parented by your father in one way. I was parented by my father in one way. You were parented by your mother in one way. I was parented by, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we have to figure out how are we
going to do this?
Yeah. How am I doing this and how are we doing this?
Yeah, coming to an agreement, a compromise of like how we're going to handle certain situations, like discipline and like, oh boy, I'm telling you, it'll bring some stuff up.
It does bring stuff up. And let me say this, we're 13 years into this parenting gig and it's still tough.
Yeah, it still brings stuff up from like our childhood. Like,
oh my gosh. And now if my parents are listening, I had a great childhood. And I mean this real. Not because they're just listening. If you weren't listening, it's the same. It's the same deal. But the fact is like not everyone's going to get it right.
Right.
And it's not always the parents' fault.
Again, I think if we can get this in our heads, they were doing the best that they knew with what they had.
Exactly.
And they were like experiencing this as well. Like what we're experiencing right now, they were experiencing it. Like they were trying to figure things out, and they came from different backgrounds, and they also had like all of these different voices speaking in, you know, to their world, and they were trying to shape and mold their own children. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
I'll say becoming a dad on the front end, like I said, was such a difficult thing for me, even to just realize that that's what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew I had a child. I knew how that happened. We, you know, I figured that part out, but now, like, I have to actually be one.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, oh, man, I don't even know where to start. Yeah. And I guess I'm just going to, you know, I'll rock him to sleep. Is that okay? Like, I'll wake up with you when you know, are awake. And then it became more of like he needs me to do something because you're not available. Or I need you to do something because I don't know how to do it, or teach me how to do this because I'm not aware. And so then just slowly over time, I started figuring out, okay, if I just do this, then it's really helpful for you and he's taken care of. And so I just started okay, I'm going to just do this.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Like that's how I kind of did things. I don't know how you, like, I'm thinking of our firstborn is what I'm thinking of.
Listen, I really struggled postpartum after all of our children.
Yeah.
Specifically the first and the fourth. That I had a really hard time of like postpartum depression and anxiety and like crippling. I remember being afraid to leave the bedroom with our oldest. Just being afraid to even walk down the hallway. Like it was just, and I didn't know what was going on. I just felt crazy. I didn't feel right, you know, and I didn't know how to express it either. I didn't know what was going on. And so any bit of like, some of it feels like a blur, honestly. But any time that you would step in and help in any way, I just remember being like a puddle of tears a lot. Like there was just a lot. I struggled, but, you just start doing it, and things just start happening. And I remember really frustrating conversations, you know, that we would have sometimes, like in the heat of the moment, like you would have to calm me down, and like, it's just a whole thing. Like I think you get through it, and you realize you get through it, and maybe it doesn't feel as heavy as it did, but like still very much a process, still very much there and a part of the story. But yeah,
Yeah, I remember, especially for our first one, you're right, where you had a hard time. And what comes to my mind is, walking into the bedroom and you're just having a hard time.
Yeah.
And those
We're
were
like not sure what to do with me.
and I wasn't. And I'll be honest, just anybody who deals with postpartum depression, if you're the husband on, and you're noticing your spouse going through it, prayer is a good one. But just being as helpful as possible, not asking, hey, what's wrong with you?
Because I'm going to tell you, she can't tell you.
She don't know.
There's so much wrong.
Yeah. And I don't think that that's the best. Like for me, what I tried to do, and you tell me, what I remember about all this was like, I'm going to go in and do everything I can to make this less stressful. And I didn't get it right all the time. I mean, I was exhausted. You were exhausted. And we were just fumbling through whatever the day, more so the evenings look like. And, but I think anybody, even if it's not postpartum depression, if you're just struggling, like
you
how
see each other
work?
in a different light.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty package all wrapped up in a bow. Like you are undone and your whole world is undone. Everything you knew before all of this is now different.
It's a lot more questions and a lot less answers.
And it's, I didn't feel like I had the answers. Like and you tried every once in a while, you'd ask me like, is something wrong? Is it this? Is it that? And I would always I felt like I wouldn't ever really know how to answer you. I just felt like I just felt so much all the time.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed and just feeling like I wasn't doing a good enough job or like I had a lot of fear too. Like there was definitely just so much fear in me. And I think a lot of it stemmed from the trauma of miscarriage and just the difficult journey we had to have him. And then even after we had him, he had to go back into the hospital. So I had just a lot of that type of stuff weighing on me, a lot of that fear. And I didn't know how to verbalize it or process it except for just crying.
Yeah.
A lot at the most random times. And you would sit with me. You would give me space. You would change the diaper. You would help me feed him. You would try to, I think your presence of just your calm was the biggest gift, I think, at that time. And I didn't know how to tell you that, but you figured it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is a lot. It's a lot to process through. What your life was is now different. And if you had any type of, struggle going through it to get to that point, it's a lot for your brain and your body to process. And so you got to give yourself a lot of grace.
I think a really good takeaway from like becoming a parent is remembering your role as a husband and a wife doesn't change.
Yeah.
You still are the husband, you still are the wife. And becoming a dad and becoming a mom is an amazing thing. But if you let go of your other role as a husband or your role as a wife, then it's going to be really, really hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that, roles change, you develop new roles, you figure it out as you're going, and it is a big, beautiful, messy process. And you got to just make sure that you're doing it together.
Yeah.
Or it gets even worse. But with that said, we're going to spend more time on this our next episode. But I believe it's time for
It's time for rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Let's hit it.
What was your favorite childhood movie?
Oh, that's a great question.
I know.
Favorite childhood movie. Man. Oh, I want to do rapid fire. Oh gosh.
I know there's a lot to choose from.
I know. I'm trying to think through. Do you have one?
I mean, I have a cluster of them.
Okay. Can we say one of them?
Just say one of them.
Okay. Okay. So I'll say one of mine.
Okay.
It's definitely Sandlot is up there.
I knew you were going to say Sandlot. I was thinking you were either going to say Sandlot or like Little Giants or something like that.
Yeah, Little Giants I didn't like. Well, I like Sandlot's up there for sure.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I was a Disney princess queen, okay?
With you, come on.
No, I loved Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Cinderella, like Pocahontas. Come on.
I mean, all of those little musical style things, that's got to be right up your alley.
Loved him. I do remember this movie, The Secret Garden.
Oh, yeah, I know The Secret Garden.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Indian in the Cupboard? Remember that one?
I do. Oh my gosh, I loved that movie.
So did I.
Those are good.
You know what? The other one is Big. That was more of a childhood movie for me.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
And then, oh man, and to watch our kids watch these movies is a lot of fun too.
We love showing them the classics.
Yeah.
They've got to know.
You got to know. They got to know the good stuff.
This was fun. I'm excited to continue this conversation.
Yeah, and we need to, honestly. There's a lot to be discussed, and we would love your questions. Send us your questions, things that, what could we teach you guys, or what could you teach us? Show us some ideas, and we'll get into more details as we go, but we're excited to share more on parenting next time.
We'll see you then.
Thanks for listening.